Welcome to Senior Night, Test 1, 2, 3, 4.
unbelievable. You're unbelievable. Singly laughs don't mean you can ask us. Pushing down the reds and bringing out your high self. Think of the fun song. Pushing down the better view instead of bringing the attitudes to walk the world and have to pick your attitude. Brace yourself with grace and peace. I know this world and what it seems.
It's unbelievable.
You better me with your questions. You have me tell no lies. You're always asking what it's all about. Don't listen to my replies. You say to me I don't talk enough, but when I do I'm a fool. These times I've spent I've realized you shoot through and leave you. The things you say, your purpose just give you away. The things you say is what I love you more. The things you say, your purpose just give you away. The things you say, you're unbelievable. You're so unbelievable. You're unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
You're unbelievable.
Welcome to the big show.
He could go all the way. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
From high atop the ridge, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Worldwide Blue Devil Network as tonight, there we go, this guy and I are going to be bringing you a football game tonight where, folks, I'm going to tell you, Mark, I'm going to guarantee you that tonight the Blue Devils are going to win. It might help me turn on your mic.
The Blue Devils will definitely be winning tonight. No
That's right. The Wickliffe Blue Devils are hosting the Blue Devils of Independence as kickoff in about little under a half hour as the Devils, it's been a bit of a, let's say, bumpy road this season. coming in tonight with a record of 1 win, 6 losses. And the visitors tonight are coming in with a record of 2 wins and 5 losses. They did win last week against Warrensville Heights High School, and they earlier this season were able to defeat Lincoln West. But the Devils, they got their work cut out for them. And
for sure. They definitely do. There were some disciplinary things that happened with the Blue Devils, the Wickliffe Blue Devils this week.
Yep.
And that includes the starting quarterback who will not be playing tonight, but they will be starting a freshman.
For the Wickliffe quarterback being out, something of a massage parlor maybe? No, darn.
It had to do with candy.
Oh.
But I'm not
Well,
even sure.
I mean,
We're gonna
I mean, you could say that about massage parlors too, you know. Okay, smack that boy. Okay, but yes, I guess. You know what? We're going to see
more than just the quarterback. A few other players and starters are going to be out tonight, and I think, seriously, though, talking with Coach Brisello just a few moments ago, I mean, I think 13, 14, 15 freshmen are going to be starting tonight.
Well, you know, in a way, then tonight's ball game will be a preview of what we'll be seeing on this field
in a couple of years.
Well, next year in a couple years.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're going to go into it with a, positive attitude, and you never know. That's why you play the game. You know, we'll have a good 48 minutes here, and it's a perfect night for football. A little overcast. Checking Doppler Devil radar not too long ago, there was some rain in the area, but I guess it's kind of moved out. But we're looking forward to what should be hopefully an exciting game tonight. It's senior night, so you're talking about some of the senior players. And also I noticed that as both teams are out on the field getting warmed up in honor of October being Cancer Awareness Month, a lot of the guys have pink on. As later on you'll see some shots of the Wickliffe Blue Devil cheerleaders. They've got they're dressed up more like for a sleepover as compared to going yay team, but it's all for a good reason, and wanting good things to happen for good people and for all the right reasons.
So earlier today, team number 1 did the job. The Guardians won their first playoff game.
You mean the team that's guarding the tribe?
Right. And we need these guys to win tonight. We need the Buckeyes on tomorrow, and we certainly need our Browns on Sunday. So they're up next. Our Devils are up next.
Hey, football night in America starts here
for sure.
in the and you know something. I have a namesake by the name of Frank Foti, and he happened to be in a few weeks ago from the West Coast. So Frank J., if you're watching tonight, will reenact as we were over at Pine Ridge earlier for my nephew's wedding, and we were singing Love, Love Me Do in the 44092. So
nice. And I'd also like to say real quickly, hey and hello to my cousin Vinny. I do have a cousin Vinny, who, by the way, is the uncle to the starting quarterback for the Blue Devils, Frankie Buchar. Vinny's listening and watching from Boca Raton in Florida. Great, and no matter where you're viewing from, whoever you are, wherever you're at, thanks so much for joining me tonight. We're gonna have a decent game. No rain. Fingers are crossed,
so,
and we've got both coaches coming up in a little bit, talk about the game, and it should be a fun one.
You were talking about your cousin Vinny. Anything about cars and crime and things of that nature?
No, but he was a hell of a quarterback at Nordonia High School back in the day.
Okay. Well, Vinny, glad to have you with us tonight, and hopefully we'll see some action from another Vinny who'll be, getting a start at quarterback.
Frankie.
Frankie, something about these Italianish names.
Well, that's
it is a challenge for me.
Frankie
This Bozzini business. I know it was Tatalia all along.
So it should be fun tonight. And I actually talked with Rick Adams, the coach of Independence, just a little bit ago. Really, literally, just a little bit ago. And back down in the SEC and the ACC, the Tigers are everywhere. But it's rare when two Blue Devils mascots, and that's why we said the Blue Devils will win tonight, are playing each other. So that's something even a little bit that's going to add to this here this evening. So.
That it does. Mark, you're dressed up like you're ready for a snowball fight.
Well, I was getting ready for it because My gosh, I mean, if it gets below 60 degrees, I'm about freezing. So I've got my long johns on. We're all good. My 1980 circa Wickliffe Blue Devils hat. I'm ready to go, bud.
Oh, well, hopefully we're going to bring you some exciting action here in the not too distant future. Perfect fall evening here in Northeast Ohio at the 44092 and
Center of the universe.
Yep, that's right, center of the universe and high atop the ridge here in Wickliffe, Ohio. It is senior night. We will be trying to get some words in about the seniors that having to do with both the band and the football team.
And there's more for the band than there is the football team.
Yeah, that there is.
I mean, we're starting so many freshmen tonight.
And also something I want to make mention of, because the Worldwide Blue Devil Network, our opportunity to bring you these games is done in conjunction with the Wickliffe Schools Alumni Association.
Yep.
And I have something kind of exciting to share that coming up on Saturday evening, November 5th, we'll talk about this probably a few more times.
Yeah.
The Wickliffe School Alumni Association, in conjunction with the Family Resource Center here in Wickliffe, we're going to be holding a charity event. It's going to be called Give and Groove. It's going to be from, looks like it's going to be from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. It's going to be at the Wickliffe INA Hall on Euclid Avenue. And the reason we're calling it Give and Groove is there's a theme for it, the 1970s, which kind of fits, our era.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a 1970s theme for dress. And the music of that night, it's all going to be 70s music, and we're going to be presenting it in an immersive surround sound environment. And actually that technology was crafted by some Goomba from Wickliffe High School. And so I promise you it's going to be a lot of fun.
SOS.
Syndicate of Sounds. That's right. Being the marketing guy of Syndicate of Sounds, he's like, Frank, got to get that company name in there every now and then. But yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later. And it's all for a great cause. I think the tickets are $35 a head, and there may be some other things that'll be done that night with the idea of raising money for the Family Resource Center, and some of that I believe will also be shared with the Wickliffe Schools Alumni Association, which makes it possible to bring you the Worldwide Blue Devil Network.
So we have a football game to talk about.
That we do.
As far as your Blue Devils go, one of the just star players, and when you say star, it doesn't necessarily mean anything where he's uppity about it or anything like that, but just one of the, heart and soul of this team, Bobby Plum, out probably for the rest of the year. Got hurt last week, and a big blow to the Blue Devil offense because, again, heart and soul. And then, of course, we have the disciplinary action where the starting quarterback normally is not playing this evening, and we'll be back, next week. But we're have a freshman quarterback, the JV quarterback, Frankie Bukar. And full disclosure, this is just crazy. I mean, we've been doing this for 19 years, and if you indulge me for just 10 seconds, okay, 15. So my brother is the announcer for the PA. My sister-in-law is the assistant band director. My nephew Jack is the drum major. And now my cousin Frankie Bukar is the starting quarterback as a freshman tonight. And I just can't be any more proud and happy for him. Had a chance to talk to him on the field. I walked up, I said, "Hey, buddy, you know who I am?" He goes, "Maybe." And I said, "I'm your cousin." And I talked to his grandma today, and I think his dad is a little bit more nervous than he is, and he's just ready to go. Quick kid. I can't believe how big he's grown in the last 2 years. And that's what everybody says, about kids. And, and talking with Mars Purcello, you'll hear what his comments were on Frankie. Quick kid, but the biggest disadvantage, for the Blue Devils this evening is the fact that you've got these kids that are, 14, 15 years old going against 18, 19-year-old kids on the other side. And we'll just see how that all plays out. And, when people say college football, well, my gosh, these guys are Division I or whatever the division they're in. Well, you got to remember, on the lower end, they're 18 years old, and the older guys are 21. Right. So this is the time. I mean, you just, unless you're really, really, really something special as a freshman or a sophomore, we'll be honest, it's going to be tough this evening. But we're looking forward to it, and it should be a good game. Speaking
of coaches and the game, I believe you had a chance to talk with a couple of the coaches.
Of course, always. We had a visit with Mars Purcello, and of course we had a visit with Coach Rick Adams. And Frank's going, Mark, where is your phone? Well, it is right here. And we'll get these guys here. Frank puts me on the spot. Okay. So this is going to be Coach Priscello's ready to go, teed up, and I had a chance to visit with him. And frustrating week for him and his staff, especially with the disciplinary action, and of course, a decent Independence Blue Devil team coming in. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, Coach Priscello, just moments ago. Well, I'm back high atop the ridge as your Wickliffe Blue Devils, coincidentally, are matched up tonight against the Independence Blue Devils, but they're just stealing our colors in the first place. Anyway, here with Coach Mars Priscello. Mars, last week, tough loss. I mean, up to halftime, we kept it close. Kind of talk about last week really quick and how the week went with the guys.
Yeah, so last week I thought we played hard, and like you said, we were in the game. We had a couple mistakes on special teams and a couple bad penalties, and it was a tight game. It was a lot tighter than 37-7, but it ended up kind of spiraling out of control at the end there. But this week's been a little challenging, so we're missing a lot of guys this week, and for some disciplinary. And we also lost. We also had 2 injuries last week. So and that was part of it last week. Is one of our best players went down right before halftime, and it kind of, I think, impacted our guys a little bit. He's our main leader on this team. So. And
we're talking about Bobby Plum.
Yes.
And I don't know if we're violating any HIPAA laws when we say this, but we're talking sports here. How's he doing? He'll be back. Have you talked to him?
Yeah, he's doing okay, but he's not going to be back for the rest of the season. So.
Okay. So let's go forward this week. Since we do have a new quarterback this week, it's Frankie Bukar, and being a freshman and starting a lot of freshmen, it's a big challenge tonight. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, it is. It is a big challenge. It's tough for freshmen to play varsity football, but he's one of our toughest as far as mental toughness goes, and physically as well. He's not the biggest kid, but he understands the offense, and he's really a natural quarterback. We've thrown a lot at him this week in the few days we had to prep, but I think he's going to be able to handle it.
So the Independence team, let's talk about that and offense and defense side of the ball. First of all, when Frankie Boo is out there with the offense, have you seen anything on film this week? What do you could do?
Yeah, we think they're going to be in a 3-3 stack defense. They do like to blitz a little bit and bring some pressure. But we do think that we have some advantages. They do get up the field a little bit, and so we're going to try to run off tackle a little bit and try to press the edge a little bit and then maybe hit them inside. But we've got a lot of guys out of position this week, so we'll see what we can do. But we might be a little bit vanilla on offense, and we do have maybe a couple surprises that we put in.
So let's talk about starting all the freshmen before we get to the defensive side of the ball. I mean, a challenge with the players being disciplined this week and so forth, but what is it like for you as a head coach to go into a week? I mean, I don't think a lot of people who watch high school football realize the difference between a 9th grader and an 11th and 12th grader.
Right. Talk
about that a little bit.
It's a huge challenge. It really is. Ralph Jackson's been starting for us all season, and he's done a really nice job. He's a freshman, and he's hung with the varsity level guys this year. But football is a sport where you start freshmen. It's challenging. 14-year-olds going against 18-year-olds, and so the game is physical and. So, yeah, it's challenging, and even the mental aspect of it, you have a senior that's been with you for 4 years. They understand the system. They understand the expectations. So, but you know what? We got tough kids, and they're up for the challenge. Some of these guys are really excited to get a chance to play on Friday night.
So with Independence on the offensive side of the ball for them against our defense, what do you see? I mean, they're record-wise, it doesn't seem they're much better than us, really. Did you see some things you like on film that you can take advantage of? Talk about that a little bit against their offense.
Yeah, their running back's a big, strong kid. So, we got to tackle him. And their quarterback throws it pretty well. we typically have hung with these guys physically in the past, and so we feel okay about that on that side of it. But they do put you in some challenging. They run some formations that they'll try to outflank you and stuff. So I think we're prepared to line up against all of that stuff, and we just got to tackle in space.
So after a few weeks since Eliza's been kicking for you all, I was just watching her on the field. I just wanted to kind of revisit that. If it comes down to a 3-point game, does she give you a chance to win?
Absolutely, 100%. So yeah, she's as tough as they come, I'll tell you. And I would put the game on the line with her kicking. So yes, I would.
Well, I'll just end it there. Coach Mark Purcell, thanks so much. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, buddy.
And there you had Mark talking with Coach Purcell, get some insights about tonight's game. And I guess in a couple minutes here, we'll have a chance to see. Mark did have an opportunity to speak with Independence coach Rick Adams, and we'll pick that up after the honoring of the colors and the Wickliffe alma mater. And there you have the Wickliffe High School alma mater, as well as honoring America. And Mark, we're about 10 minutes away from kickoff. I believe you had a chance to chat with Independence coach Rick Adams.
Yep, a little bit ago, and it was a great guy. They've had their challenges this year as well, and he kind of talks about those and a couple other things here when we spoke just moments ago. Well, high atop of the ridge once again, back at home for your Blue Devils, but also we have the Blue Devils of Independence High School and head coach Rick Adams of the Blue Devils of Independence. Coach, welcome.
Thank you.
And so this evening when you come here into Wickliffe and you look on film and your game plan tonight, what offense involved, defense involved, I apologize as far as not seeing so much film of your team, what you've seen of the Blue Devils and what you guys think you could do tonight. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so, we know Wickliffe has run the wing T for years and years and years since, Coach Marsh has, I think, been here. And so that's always a difficult offense to replicate in practice. So it gives us concern, trying to make sure our scout team has given us enough of the looks during the week, so we're prepared tonight. So anytime you play a wing T team, it's always a concern because it's hard to. That's an offense that's hard to replicate, the speed and all that. So that's a concern. Defensively, they got some players, man. They got linebackers. I like number 6 is a very physical guy. They get a good rush out of their front 5. So that does, give me some concerns.
So let's talk about your team on offense. And for the folks listening, if you could talk about your quarterback, maybe some of the key players on offense, what do you look to do? How do you feel about tonight's game? And again, about your offense a little bit.
So I think we try to do some different things offensively. We're mostly one back. We will run some 2-back sets. Dominic Narduzzi is our quarterback. He's a sophomore, his first-year starter, and he's done a good job for us. He's made some sophomore mistakes, but he's coming off a pretty good game last week against Warrensville, who was very physical and very fast. So we ran the ball very well. Part of the best that we've ever done was last week. So hopefully, we got some momentum going with that. We'll be able to run the ball a little bit more this week than we've done in games past.
So this week, we have a sophomore against a freshman with Wickliffe, and their freshman quarterback based on a disciplinary reason for that. On the defensive side of the ball, when you probably looked at film on E.J. Mester, and now you not sure if you have much film on Frankie Buchar, how do y'all feel about your chances on offense and maybe what you can do and how you can take care of all that?
So offensively, we think we have a pretty good game plan. The wind, may play a factor, may not. If it dies down or not, as far as throwing, it seems pretty strong going. West to the east. So I think that might play a factor as far as receiving or deferring to start the game. It's always the unknown with the new quarterback at any level. Whether it's NFL, college, high school. You just don't know what you're going to get with that new quarterback. Not seeing any film, so you don't know what his strengths and weaknesses are, and what coach will do to put him in those positions. It's just that unknown factor.
A lot of unknowns tonight. Let's talk about your defense a little bit, some of the players we can look for. I would imagine just like any high school team, you've probably got a lot of guys going both ways. Little bit of the strength, something we like to look for, some names that hopefully stand out for you.
Number 22, Rory Corrigan, is a senior. He's a 3-year starter at linebacker. He's kind of the heart and soul of our defense. He's also our running back. So hopefully he'll be getting a lot of touches offensively tonight, and defensively, he's calling out the plays. He's making sure guys are in the right position. In the secondary, number 5, Rocco Wrestler, is a sophomore. He's coming a long way at safety. Had a couple of big plays last week. Had a big pick in the end zone for us last week. So hopefully, he'll continue to improve on that. Number 24, Max Tarnowski was converted. He was a defensive back, corner, and safety. We moved him to outside linebacker like week 3. So he's learning that position at outside linebacker. It's kind of tough when you play defensive back your whole career, and all of a sudden you got to play linebacker. But he's been pretty solid. And Luke Pasquarella, number 12, is another converted corner. We moved to linebacker this season, and he's a physical guy, so hopefully he'll be making some big plays for us.
Okay. Coach, last one for me. It's rare when 2 high schools play with, SEC, how many Tigers are there in the ACC, right? But it's rare when there's 2 Blue Devils. Does that figure in at all? Is there any kind of a
guarantees that the Blue Devils will win.
Coach Rick Adams, I appreciate it. Good luck, Coach. Thank you, bud. Thank you.
We should make note that Mark did do that interview with Coach Adams in the middle of a hurricane.
Yeah. And thankfully, at least where we're at right now, it's not that windy. So.
Well, there you have it. We're about 4 minutes away. Mark, I think we'll get some starting lineups in here. I have the starting defensive lineup for the Independence 2022 Blue Devils. Number 3, Tyler Miller, is a defensive back. He's a sophomore. As you heard Coach Adams talk about, Rocco Ressler, number 5. He's also in that defensive backfield. One of their guys I was watching catch some nice passes. He plays tight end, and also is a defensive end, number 7, Cy Jolliffe. Number 9, Jack Korinek, is a defensive back. Luke Pasquarella, number 12. He's one of the captains. He's in there at linebacker. Number 20, Evan Beecher. He's another captain. He's a senior. Number 22, Rory Corrigan, a senior. Number 24 is Max Tarnowski, another one of their captains. And rounding out their defensive line is number 56, Chase Menaleski. And number 60, Ethan, looks like Shurlik. Hopefully I didn't botch that up. And last but not least, number 63, Tommy Erdman, who's a defensive lineman and a junior. And that rounds out the starting defense for the Independence Blue Devils.
For the starting offense for your Wickliffe Blue Devils, I should put my glasses on, shouldn't I? I was going to try to do this without glasses, but I should. Number 1, of course, is Nunzio Zivnaska. He is a sophomore. Number 3, Jake Beal. Number 6, Vinny Gargiulo. And at quarterback, number 7, Frankie Bucar. Logan Ruskin is wearing number 8. Chase Bonadio is wearing number 10. Gio Martinez is number 50. As we just go through a plethora of freshmen here. Ryan Meitzner, he is a 6'1", 234 lineman at number 61. Blake Promozic, Jr., number 72, 5'11", 159 pounds. Preston Bocci, number 74, and he is a freshman of 5'10", 209. And, of course, the gentle giant Mitchell Lindsay, a freshman, 6'6", 290 pounds to round out the starting offense for your Wickliffe Blue Devils. And we're getting ready, about a minute 52 to go here in the pregame before we get the kickoff. And Frank, with what we know and what we've talked about with both coaches, and especially with Morris and, of course, my brother who's the PA announcer, and next to you, Mr. Wickliffe, any expectations this evening? What is your feeling about the game tonight?
Well, Mark, I think it's a thing where all week these guys have known what the deal was, because we found out earlier in the week that there was an issue. So they've had an opportunity to get some reps in and practice. There's probably some jitters, being a little bit nervous, getting a start at the varsity level. But as we said in the pregame, or earlier in the pregame, this is a good preview. Independently of whatever happens tonight, you chalk it up to experience, and you hope that from what occurs at the opening kickoff to whenever the game ends tonight, that we'll get some good experience and see what's going to happen. I mean, we've seen these guys surprise us in the past, and
tonight could be no different, I suppose. What's really funny? A quick thing flashed back in my mind as far as young players go. I remember, and I don't even know who they were playing, but I remember Tennessee was up over somebody, and Peyton Manning came in as a true freshman in the fourth quarter. Looked like hell. And then, but he was an 18-year-old kid playing against 21, 22-year-old kids. And I don't think it's a stretch to say that's almost what you've got here, because, you've got 14, 15-year-old kids playing against 17 and 18-year-olds, and we have mostly younger kids playing this evening, so it's going to be something.
Well, Mark, it looks like we're about ready to get started. Independence will be receiving, and number 1, Nunzio Zivnaska has it teed up. Back deep are 3 for the Independence Blue Devils. Back standing around the 20 looks like number 24, Max Tarnowski, and along with Rory Corrigan and Nick Wright, number 23. So the kickoff is down. It's picked up and went in and out of the hands of number 33, Xavier Wilson, and rolled out of bounds at about the Independence looks like I'm going to call it the 30-yard line. So we're underway here at Memorial Field here in Wickliffe. Glad to have you with us here on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network.
And just as we kick off, we got a little bit of showers happening. Lovely.
All right, the Independence is going to be starting 1st and 10 on their own 30. They're in a shotgun. They put a man in motion. That's Corrigan. The snap is back. They throw a quick swing pass to number 24, who jitterbugs out. That's Max Tarnowski. Gets out to about the 38-yard line.
And number 17, Dominic Narduzzi, is the quarterback for the Independence Blue Devils. And we've seen him before over the years.
So it's going to be 2nd and 1 for Independence at their own 39. Narduzzi's in a shotgun. He's got a pistol right behind it. Gives a handoff. Looks like, nice handoff there to number 33, the featured back, Xavier Wilson. They had him in the backfield, but he was able to get over left tackle over the 40 to about the 42, where it's going to be good enough for an Independence first down.
And really nothing more, partner, than just a dive off the left side of the line, enough to get a first down for the Blue Devils of Independence.
This time Independence sends 3 wide to the left side in a spread set. Narduzzi rolling to his right. He throws, and it's going to be incomplete, as he was looking for number 12, Luke Pasquarel, about the 50-yard line, and he was open, and the pass just kind of.
I'll tell you what, it's almost like I thought that was a really, really good pass, and thought number 12, Pasquarello, was going to catch it and run, and he is a captain. I'm not sure if he get. And again, we're high atop, but I thought he could have caught that ball and probably could have kept running.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Independence at their own 42-yard line. A little bit of moisture coming in here as they're going to hand it off, and met at the line of scrimmage. Good pursuit there by the Blue Devils, as their featured back there is Corrigan, as he tried to get over right guard and a host of Blue Devils, where there for the Blue Devils was number
Jordan
31,
Templeton, yep.
Jordan Templeton. So no gain on, maybe a half yard on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and long. This time they're set with 2 wide to the left, 2 wide right, a man in a slot on both sides. Narduzzi's alone. We got movement, and what? Was he drawn off? Or?
Oh, wait a minute.
No, I think it might be.
Pointing the other way.
No, we've got the officiating crew, one guy pointing at Independence, one guy pointing at Wickliffe. There's a conference there in the midfield. Hang on, folks. We're going to make a little bit of a technical adjustment here to compensate for the moisture. I think we did it. Guys, I think we're good.
Okay.
And apparently it is going to be a legal procedure on Independence, going to back them up to their 30, we'll call it 38. So it's going to be 3rd and a long 14. They've got to get to the Wickliffe 48 for a first down, as this time they come out with a spread set, 3 wide to the right side, 2 wide to the left. Narduzzi's he's back there, he's looking to throw. He sets, he fires, and that's going to be incomplete at about the 50-yard line, where he was looking there for number 20, Evan Beecher. And this will probably bring up a punting situation for.
I'll tell you what, Frank, the quarterback for the Blue Devils Independence, I mean, he has got a nice arm, Narduzzi, and I swear 3 of the passes he's thrown are very, very catchable.
So a very high end-over-end kick by the punter there, which is Jack Kornick, and it didn't go all that far. It ends up going out of bounds at about the Wickliffe 42-yard line. where the Devils will have their first possession. And be 1st and 10, Wickliffe, their own 42. We're just underway. Glad to have you with us. No score. And a meeting of the Blue Devils, plural, Devils, Independence and Wickliffe,
Right.
as taking his first snap under center here at home. In that wing tee is Frankie Bukar, the freshman. The snap, the delay back to Vinny Gargiulo is going to basically try to get over right guard, and he's going to get ahead, maybe back to the line of scrimmage, where number 63 for Tommy Erdman for Independence was there to wrap him up. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 as Frankie Bukar makes it over to the sideline to get the play call from Coach Purcello. Devils break the huddle. As always, they're in that familiar wing tee. They got Gargiulo to the left of Bukar. Snap. And it's going to be Bukar trying to go wide to the left himself, where there to wrap him up is number 12, Luke Pasquarella. And be a loss, probably looks like a loss of 1 on that play. It's going to bring up 3rd and long.
Tell you what, not much help on that side of the offensive line. As soon as Bukar grabbed the ball and was going forward, they brought him right down.
They were right there. So we'll see what the Wickliffe Blue Devils are capable of doing. Looked like Independence was in a blitz. They back off. Bukar rolling to his right. Looks like he's going to throw. He's under pressure. He fires, and his first pass is complete for maybe a gain of about 1. As Case Bonadio, number 10, was he rolled it in there and for a gain of maybe about 1 there. So now the Devils will be in punt formation.
You know, Frank, really quick, showing them that he can run outside and throw the ball, which is something that they really haven't been able to do this year as far as the Wickliffe Blue Devils go. And he was able to do it. Yes, it was only just back to the line of scrimmage. They're in punt formation, but that might give them something later on in the game.
Low snap back to the Wickliffe punter, Rushkin, as he's able to get it off, and it's going to come down at about the Independence 40 and take a Wickliffe roll down to about the Independence 31-yard line. So both teams basically have first series that don't really do much. And with 7:36 to go here in quarter number 1, no score. A little bit of moisture coming down here. Supposed to pass here within the next 30 minutes or so. We have a timeout on the field as the Independence Blue Devils make their way out for their second series. As they set up in a pistol formation as on a delay running basically Narduzzi on that run pass option, that RPO, decided to pull it in and try to take it wide to the right himself and was
Blake
brought
Promozic.
down. Yeah, Promozic got him in the backfield for a loss of 1. So that's going to set up a 2nd and 11. Narduzzi, they operate out of a shotgun. They have one back in a pistol, one to the left. As Narduzzi's rolling to his left, he sets, he fires, he completes it to the big tight end, and that's the side Jolliffe, who was open in the flat, hauls it in and gets out to about the 39-yard line.
You know, Frank, Logan Ruskin really sniffed that out really well because I thought he was going for a first down. He was able to.
And he did. He big guy, too.
And he was able to get over there before they made the first down. It's going to be 3rd and short. But really, it was, other than Logan being over there, I'm not sure any other Blue Devils were over there. If he'd have went past him, he might have been still be running.
Coming up about halfway through the first quarter here, no score. It'll be 3rd and 2. Independence has to get to the on a delay back. There you got he's off to the races. Looks like it's going to be the talented running back, Rory Corrigan, who
Takes
that's
it
going to
60
be
yards.
60 yards. And the Independence Blue Devils are the first to get on the board as they had a nice
Pretty much just a simple handoff through the left side of the line, Frank, between the guard and the tackle.
And a big hole.
And nobody even touched him until he got to the end zone. And that's when his players high-fived him. So a little bit of a letdown there on the defensive side for the Wickliffe Blue Devils. Now, number 4 in for the extra point.
Yeah,
up and good.
So the place kicker for Independence is number 4, Charlie McGreal, and his kick is good. So with 5:58 to go here in the first quarter, it's the Independence Blue Devils 7 and the Wickliffe Blue Devils yet to get on the scoreboard, and we'll see what the Wickliffe Blue Devils will do here as they'll take their second possession here as we're underway. Senior night here on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network, as going back deep for Wickliffe is number 1.
Maybe Nunzio.
And
then
Zivnaska.
And then Vinny.
Number 6, Vinny Gargiulo and Chase Bonadillo. They're back at about the 20-yard line, and Vinny standing somewhere back about his 13. McGreal's got it teed up. You can see a lot of the players wearing pink in honor of we have a flag on the play. It was a nice kickoff, and I have a feeling we're going to have an offsides on Independence, as a lot of whistles. Yep, offsides.
Let's move back. And grab this. Somebody grab this side. No, over here and this way. There we go. Sorry, folks. We're getting rained on. Yeah, a little more. There you go.
You might need to raise this up a little bit. A little bit of technical adjustments on the fly there, folks. So we'll try this once again as McGreal has it teed up now at the 35. That's our buddy Danny Rowan photobombing us as we get a little bit of a squib kick down. It's going to be picked up. We'll get a name and number here for you in just a second, as there on the kickoff return for the Blue Devils was Ralph Jackson, as he's able to get it out to about the Wickliffe 33-yard line, as Wrestler was there to bring him down. So with 5:50 to go here in the first quarter.
Oh, those are mine.
The Devils will have it 1st and 10. Frankie Buchar in at quarterback in the shotgun. He's got Vinny Gargiulo. And now we've got some signal. Oh, I think we have an official timeout due to something having to do with, looks like something equipment related needing to be adjusted. So making his way into the Blue Devil huddle is number 22, Braylon Connett. About ready to get rolling here. 7-0 Independence. Snap as Gargiulo right up the middle. He's across the 40, 45, almost out to about the 45. He's going to have a first down for the Blue Devils. Right up the middle.
And Cordett, number 22, was on the tackle there. I've known Braylon since he's been a little guy. And I just can't believe, again, with all these kids over the last 2 years, how big these kids have gotten.
So 1st and 10, Wickliffe at their own 44. And this time, Gargiulo's they tried the same play, and it's going to go for no gain. It looks like was that a late flag that came in?
It was.
I mean, after the play was over.
I don't know if it was it's a holding on Wickliffe they called. But the guy was already down when he threw the flag.
I mean, it's like,
I thought it might have been a face mask or something. That's how late it came in.
So it looks like Independence is going to accept the penalty. They'll back it up 10 yards. And it's going to take the ball all the way back to the Wickliffe 34-yard line. Blue Devils will have to get down to the Independence 46 to get a first down as they wind the clock.
Wickliffe now has it first down at 20. No, 34.
Devils send one wide right, one wide to the left in the familiar wing tee. Bukar going to try to keep it himself. He gets over left tackle, gets a gain maybe a yard or two out to about, I'll call it a gain of 2 as he gets out to about the 36 as Pasquarella was there to bring him down.
Jack Korenik was there as well for the Independence Blue Devils. Looks like he had a head of steam going there, partner, for a second, but the blocking ran out. I thought he would at least get 4 or 5 on that one.
And, some of that is being able to read, the whole, how to read the blockers and things of that nature. And that comes with experience. So we'll see what happens here. 2nd and 18. It's going to be a snap as they try to give it to Zidnoska on an end around. And that's going to kind of he tried to get wide to the left side and going to get as number 24, Tarnowski was there to wrap him up. That'll be a loss of 1. So it's going to be 3rd and 19, ball on the 35. We're down to about 3:53 to go here in the first quarter. If you're just clicking in, 7-0 Independence in a battle of the Blue Devils. That's right, the Independence Blue Devils and the Wickliffe Blue Devils. See what the Wickliffe gang dial up here. Now we've got, sounds like a timeout being taken by Wickliffe.
Coach was on the field pretty quickly. I'm not sure he thought they were lined up where they should have been. And with 3:33 to go, left in the first quarter, Blue Devils called timeout, 3rd and a mile.
Yeah, 3rd and 19 is like a mile when you've got a number of inexperienced guys in there. So, you wonder if this is, if they have something up their sleeve that they want to dial in, razzle dazzle. You wonder if this is where they would possibly consider that.
Well, looking at the lights, partner, we've got some, and we can't feel it because we're under this, but boy, some rain's falling pretty good here high atop the ridge.
So much for 8% chance of rain. Thank you, Weather Channel. A little throwback to Gargiulo.
That was a nice
They
throw.
completed it, and we're going to get a flag.
I think got a face mask.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a face mask
And a first down.
as Gargiulo got it out to about the 44, the original line of scrimmage.
I'll tell you what, Bukar wanted to go to his right. He had to do a 360 and turn around and come
Mark,
out.
hang on a second. I think they're calling it on Wickliffe.
Well, they are, but I'm just talking about the play itself.
But how can you call it on Wickliffe when the only player there was the receiver?
And the flag did fall at the receiver's feet.
Yeah, I mean, the only one there was Gargiulo, the receiver. So,
well, it's still a nice pass by Bukar because he was going out to his right, pirouetted all the way around and threw a nice ball to Gargiulo, who was able to come up with it. And again, we still can't figure out how the refs could call a holding on a receiver.
back deep, number 28, Joe Massara for Independence. The snap is back. Nice end-over-end kick as Massara calls for a fair catch. So 3:13 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 Independence as they will have it 1st and 10 starting on their own 27-yard line. Yeah, Mark, that last sequence there, I thought based on where the flag was thrown, I thought for sure it was probably like a face mask or a horse collar, which would have given Wickliffe a first down, and then they call holding. So, but
on Wickliffe,
on
which
Wickliffe,
is just crazy.
made no sense at all. But it's what it is. What it is. So 1st and 10 for the Independence Blue Devils as Narduzzi's in the shotgun. He gives a delay. No, he's going to try to keep it himself. He's dancing around in the backfield and finally brought down at about the 30-yard line after a gain of about 3.
Brought down by Nunzio Zimnaska and Blake Promoting. Pick up a 3 on the play, 2nd down and 7.
So not sure if they were going to, if he was to consider letting him hand off to the running back to go left, but he held onto it and then kind of did a bit of a jig, if you will, in the backfield there, but was able to get out for a gain of 3. So they now come up 2nd and 7, ball at the 30, have one in motion, and on a delay once again, the handoff there to number 22, and he's off to the races as touchdown there as Rory Corrigan once again. That's going to be a 70-yard touchdown scamper as Devils, they looked like they were going to corral him there as he went wide to the right side, but he got past everybody and was, so 2 long touchdown runs there by the talented quarterback Corrigan. So bring on number 4, Charlie McGreal for the point after. The holder is Luke Pasquarella.
And he's a lefty.
Snap is back, kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Independence Blue Devils with 2:17 to go here in the first quarter have pushed it out to a 14-0 lead. And, you know, Mark, with the exception of the 2 long touchdown runs, I mean, the Devils have been able to contain them, but, you know, that, talented running back there, Corrigan, has been able to find those holes and get some big, 2 runs. He's got over 100 yards rushing.
Well, you know, the coverage breaks down on like 2 plays there, and then they're able to score on both of those, and both long runs. And, you know, I got to tell you, kind of off, when I was talking to Coach earlier before we had our interview, he was just telling me that, the Blue Devils on the Wickliffe side just aren't acting fast enough to quick players, and they're just a little bit slow on some things, and I think we saw that with both of those 2 long runs.
So McGreal's got it teed up at the 40. Devils have 3 back at about the 20-yard line. And we get a high end over end kick that's going to come down, fielded there by, looks like, I think that's Bonadio at the 30. Ruskin. And he gets it out to about the 34-yard line.
Which actually isn't a bad starting spot for the Wickliffe Blue Devils.
Right.
If that would have went by him, that would have been, well, probably down to the 15 or the 20. So nice grab by Chase.
8-yard kickoff return from Logan Ruskin.
I'm sorry, Logan Ruskin.
Begin 1st and 10 from its own 35-yard line.
So with 2:05 to go here in the first quarter, the Devils will have it 1st and 10 at their own 35. Once again, we've got a myriad of freshmen in tonight due to some disciplinary issues that the Devils had earlier this week.
And we're young anyway.
Yes. As a handoff to Gargiulo goes right over right tackle. Nice gain out to about the 43-yard line.
Before Ralph Jackson on the carry.
Where, I'm sorry, that was Ralph Jackson on the carry. I thought
and he is a freshman.
Yes. So Pasquarella there to bring him down.
Went right over the back of Preston Bocci, another freshman who was starting there on the right side of the Blue Devils.
You know, the thing I like about Jackson there, quick, very quick. He got through that hole very, wasn't waiting around, and that's what you got to do. So we'll see what happens. 2nd and 2, ball at the 40, Wickliffe 43. Snapping. No, ball's on the ground, and it's still on the ground, and it looks like, I think somebody from Wickliffe fell on it. There was a...
They did. And there was a flag on the play as well, and they might get Wickliffe for a hold here on this one as well.
No, they're winding the clock, and there was a fumble on the, basically on the exchange between Buchar and Jackson.
They were marking the play with this flag.
So it's going to move it all the way back to the Wickliffe 28, 3rd and 17. They got to get out to their own 45 for a first down. We're under a minute to go here in the first quarter. 14-0 Independence on 2 long touchdown runs. Buchar rolling to his left. He's under pressure. He fires, and it's going to be incomplete.
That was a nice throw.
He was looking for Zivnaska there at about the 35.
I mean, he was rolling to his left, and he threw that ball 20, 25 yards, just short.
So heading back in single safety for Independence is Beecher. He's back at about his 40. And for Wickliffe, Logan Ruskin, he's standing back at about his 14-yard line. So this should set up Independence in pretty good field position. The snap is back. A basically line drive is going to come rolling down to about the 40, inside the 40.
That almost hit number 3, and that would have been a fumble.
That would have been a muff. So the ball's finally down by Wickliffe at the 39-yard line of Independence. So we're down to about 16 seconds to go here in the first quarter. 14-0. Light rain continues to fall. You can thank Mother Nature. And Mark's like, oh, it's going to rain, Franklin. Nope. Weather Channel says 8% chance of rain. Well, 92% of failure. There you have it. So we'll see what the Independence Blue Devils, they're in their all-white uniforms. The Wickliffe Blue Devils are in their all-blue uniforms. As Narduzzi's in a shotgun. Snap is back. He gives a handoff there. Nice. Still on his feet as finally run down there was number 33, Xavier Wilson. As
Jackson, I'll tell you what, that freshman number 4 for the Blue Devils, he has really, really contributed all year long, was able to come from across the field and make that tackle here on the near side. Great job. And Coach even mentioned him, Frank, in the pregame, that Jackson is just really, really is a talented kid for a freshman and just done his job all year.
And what we've seen, Mark, both here on defense and offense, very quick. You know, I mean, he's covering the ground, and it's like he's got like that football sense, that
knack to the ball,
that knack for the ball, or that IQ, if you will. You know, that's the stuff you don't teach. You either have it or, you know,
you don't.
Or you don't. So we get back at it here. It'll be 2nd and 1 for the Independence Blue Devils as they now will be moving from right to left on your screen. Glad to have you with us here tonight on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network. It's now down under 50 degrees, especially with the rain hitting us. So we're about ready to get back at it here. Starting quarter number 2, 14-0 Independence. Narduzzi in a shotgun. He's got, puts a guy in motion. He's alone in the backfield. Look like they're going to throw a little swing pass. They complete it to number 12, who's Pasquarella, who is able to get the first down and get into Wickliffe territory.
And as Promozic really, really was able to stop him really for essentially no gain right there. He was able to sniff that out. And as a big guy as he is, he was able to did a great job.
So even with the rain coming down, Independence not afraid to put the ball in the air as they have a fresh set of downs at the Wickliffe 49-yard line. Handoff there once again to the very talented number 22, Corrigan, who's already over 100 yards rushing here in the
Pushed out of bounds by number 10, Chase Bonadillo.
first half as Chase Bonadillo runs him out of bounds at about the Independence 45-yard line. So it'll make for 2nd and 6. Independence, it's almost like they don't even huddle. I mean, they were just kind of like the whole team gets a signal in from the sideline, you know, and handoff. They faked the handoff to Corrigan, and Narduzzi was looking to go over the middle to Pasquarella, and
That was a drop.
that was definitely a catchable ball. Which now brings up 3rd and 6 for the Independence Blue Devils. It's senior night here at Wickliffe High School, honoring all the seniors on the Blue Devils as well as the swing band. See what Independence dials in here is Narduzzi alone in the backfield. It looks like he's going to take off and keep it himself. He's going to get brought down shy of the first down as he goes over right guard. Zivnoska brings him down about 2-3 yards shy of the first down. My guess is that Independence will probably go for it here. It'll be 4th and 2. They've got to get just inside the Wickliffe 40 to get a fresh set of downs.
For a timeout.
So the Independence Blue Devils now are taking a timeout on the field with 10:44 to go in the first half. Score Independence 14, your Wickliffe Blue Devils nothing. Glad to have you with us here tonight on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network as we're here on our YouTube channel and Facebook Live.
As well as the WickliffeAlumni.org website. So no matter where you're tuning in from, welcome. Thanks so much for tuning in this evening from it's not raining as hard as it was a little bit ago, but kind of a damp Wickliffe Memorial Field. 10:45 to go, 14-0. The Independence Blue Devils up over your Wickliffe Blue Devils.
Wickliffe Blue Devils traveling to Tioga Heights to take on the Trinity Trojans next Saturday, October 15th.
Oh, right. Next week's game is a Saturday game away on the road.
Yeah. Mainly because they're using when you play Trinity, they use the same field as I think Bedford. So if there's a Friday night game, they've got to move one to Saturday. It gets kind of crazy. So, but Blue Devils will be back home in 2 weeks on the 21st. As we'll see what happens here, it's 4th down and 2. They've got an interesting, like a pistol/I formation. Narduzzi gives it to Corrigan. He's got the first down and still on his feet. And he's breaking tackles, and he's on his way to the end zone. And once again, the very talented running back who Coach Adams told us about in the pregame show. Corrigan has his 3rd long touchdown run.
42 yards.
42. He's out of 42, 60, and 70-yard touchdown scampers tonight. So
that brings out number 4, Charlie McGreal, once again. Attempt the Independence extra point out of the hold of Luke Pasquarella.
So Pasquarella to hold for the left-footed McGreal. The snap is back. The kick is up. Wait a minute.
I don't even know. They gave
no
signal.
They didn't even signal if it was good or not.
Or not.
Oh, now we have a flag. Tonight's crew, Mark, is I think they got these guys from the Kmart. Now the Independence Blue Devils are running off the field. One of the officials is talking to Coach Adams on their sideline.
And they still didn't even tell us if that was good or not.
But the kick is good, making it score.
Oh, okay. Folks,
It looked good
never,
to us.
We never saw if an indication if the kick was good. There's a penalty on the. Okay, it's
Holding Wickliffe.
no unsportsmanlike conduct. Wickliffe, personal foul.
It was a personal foul against Wickliffe.
Oh boy.
And they'll assess that on the kickoff then. So they'll be able to kick off from what, the 50?
No, they'll kick off from
The 45.
the Wickliffe 45. So, can you say hello onside kick?
That penalty is assessed on the kickoff.
Right. So 10:34 to go here in the first half. 21-0 Independence over the Wickliffe Blue Devils.
Gargiulo and Chase Bonadillo all back.
Bonadillo, Gargiulo, and
Set kick for Independence.
Zivnaska are back at about the Wickliffe 5-yard line. McGreal's got it teed up. My guess is he'll probably try to put it as deep as possible. Yep, high end over end kick is going to come down and land in the end zone for an automatic touchback, which will set up the Wickliffe Blue Devils at their own 20-yard line. So with 10:34 to go here in the remaining in the first half, it's 21-0 Independence. As we do with each of the Worldwide Blue Devil Network webcasts, we'll be stepping aside at halftime. You'll be able to enjoy Blue Devil marching bands of both Independence and Wickliffe. And then we'll be back for the second half of action here in tonight's game. Independence coming into this one with a record of 2-5. The Wickliffe Blue Devils coming in tonight's action with a record of 1-6. Again, freshman Frankie Bukar's in the shotgun at quarterback. Rolling to his right, looking to throw. He sets, he fires, and in and out of the hands.
Frankie Bukar's pass goes incomplete. Intended for number 8, Logan Ruskin.
Looking for Ruskin at about the 35, and had he pulled that one in, Mark, that would have been a nice circus catch.
Well, I will say this. We have not seen throws from the starting quarterback that good this year. He's definitely throwing a better ball as a youngin', and he's, maybe get in there a little bit tighter. But, all the passes he's thrown were all right there.
Right. And, as we said at the top, good experience and stuff like that. But now we have a flag for what? What? These guys are flag happy. Wickliffe was lining up. Independence is lining up.
I think they got him for false start.
Penalty flag on the play. Legal procedure is the call against Wickliffe.
Who? All that had happened was Wickliffe lined up. Okay.
Somebody must have moved, and I think it was on that far side.
Sets up second down and 15.
Well, that'll move it back to the Wickliffe 15, so it'll be 2nd and 15. That's a bit of an odd one, but
they've all been odd.
Yep. Snap is back, and a handoff there. Still on his feet, nice on a trap back was Bonadillo on the carry. He gets out over the 20 to about the 21 as Tyler Miller was there to bring him down.
And you could just tell, Frank, that these are the guys that Frankie Bukar plays with at the JV level, and
right.
they're really, really used to each other. I almost looked like they were just reading off of each other's moves on that one, and nice gain on that to get back some of that yardage. 3rd and long. Let's see what the Blue Devils from Wickliffe do with this one.
Bukar alone in the backfield, 2 wide left, wide right, and again
I think that was a legal motion or something, right?
But one of the Wickliffe coaches is out there jawing at one of the officials.
Brought down by number 56, Jake Manelski.
Let's wait and see what the call is here.
And they're really quick to throw this flag. Illegal shift, yeah.
Sometimes you get some of these crews that are what we call ticky-tack, and it's...
Illegal shift is the call against Wickliffe. We also have a personal foul against Independence.
Oh, so we have offsetting penalties. We're just going to do everything again.
I saw the personal foul. You had a guy, and I don't know who it was, but I saw him with a forearm into the back of Frankie Bukar as he was going down, and I think that is what they called there. And I didn't really think it was that big of a deal, to be honest with you.
So they wind the clock here. It's going to be much ado over nothing. 3rd and 9 at the 20-21. Wickliffe's got to get out to the 30 for the first down.
Say throw it, Morris.
The snap, Bukar throws it back. He completes it to Gargiulo,
Nice
25,
throw.
30, still on his feet, 35, and run out of bounds as number 53 for Beck Christ.
I'll tell you what, Frank, that was another one of those passes that were very good over the top of the tackles.
Right.
Bukar at first went to his left, then spun around to his right and just floated it right over to the receiver and was able to get that first down. Now, again, we just have not seen throws like that at all this year.
You know, Mark, Frankie looks relaxed.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's a freshman, and he's now what? I hear more whistles. These guys are a little, now what? We've got stoppage for, maybe they're trying to make sure they get their order into petties or something.
I could use that one of those.
And the rain is back. Mark, you were right. With regard to the weather, it is coming down pretty good here. So 1st and 10, Wickliffe at their own 38. And handoff there to Gargiulo over right tackle. He gets ahead for a couple yards before number 9, Jack Rennick.
I'm telling you, the Independence Blue Devils, they're fast to the ball and reacting like that, and I think that makes them vulnerable to the throw. We'll see what Mars does.
Nice
here.
gain on that play. It was 2nd and 5. They got to get into Independence territory to the. No, Wickliffe's got to get to their own 48. People came racing across the line, and it is going to be offsides on Independence.
I'm just exactly what I'm telling you. They're really fast to get to that ball, and they're vulnerable now. They really, really are.
Looked like number 60, Ethan Kurlik, came jumping across. And actually, there were about 3 of the guys. The whole defensive line was.
That was enough for a first down, partner.
Yep. So it'll be 1st and 10. Wickliffe was at their own 48. Frankie Gargiulo breaks a tackle. He's into Independence territory as he's down to about the Independence 48. As Pasquarella was in there to bring him down. Called his name handful of times tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mitchell Lindsay went after one of the players for Independence after he went towards his quarterback.
He kind of let him know what tomorrow was going to be. So 2nd and 6, Blue Devils, they got to get to the 42 to get a first down. Rain is coming down here. Chilly, damp evening. Snap. Zivnaska trying to get wide on the left side. Breaks a tackle, gets ahead for a gain of maybe 2 as a host of Blue Devils from Independence are there to bring him down. As Pasquarella was the leader of that pack. So Devils have Wickliffe Blue Devils have a little bit of a drive going here. It'll be 3rd and 4. They're in Independence territory for the first time tonight. If you're just clicking in, 21-0 Independence on 3 long touchdown runs by their talented running back, Corrigan. Now we've got a timeout, I think, being taken by Wickliffe. So 6:47 to go here in the first half.
So the PA announcer announces the timeouts like they do in hockey, and I wonder why that is.
Oh. That's a little bit of an inside one there, Mark.
So, my brother is the PA announcer, and he's a huge hockey fan, but when he does a timeout, that's exactly how they announce a timeout in a hockey game.
In this timeout here, I see we're going to have a warm shout-out to the gang out at the Blueberry Railroad.
Wow.
Yeah, Mike Urich, Roberta Urich, and probably some of their grandkids, checking out the Blue Devils tonight on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network. Good, always great to have them, as well as our buddy Steve Tomko out in Olmsted Township. Good football mind over there, Mr. Tomko.
The uncle of Frankie Buchard, Vinny Buchard, tuning in from Boca Raton, Florida.
We got it from all over tonight, Mark. That's why it's worldwide. 3rd and 4, getting ready to get back to action. As handoff right up the middle, I think that's Gargiulo. He's going to get close to the first down. Depends on the spot. I think he's going to be just shy. As, it's going to be spotted at about the 44-yard line. Blue Devils, Wickliffe Blue Devils. It's one of those nights can't just say Blue Devils because it's all Blue Devils. Wickliffe will obviously go for it. This is, there's just enough moisture coming down. You got to be careful, on the snaps, the handoffs. Gargiulo and a pistol behind Buchar. And Gargiulo's going to get the first down and more as he's down inside the 40. And we got a little bit of aftermath there going on, Mark. I don't know if you've noticed, but Logan Ruskin and Tyler Miller, there was a little bit of after activity once the play was over. And Ruskin, he kind of did like a WWF body slam there at about the 30-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 Wickliffe. Ball is at the 36-yard line of Independence. Nice little drive the Wickliffe Blue Devils have going here. Snap is back. Frankie's going to try to keep it himself. He's going over left tackle, and he gets corralled and brought down just maybe a gain of about 1. Rory Corrigan, that talented running back, linebacker for, and looks like we have.
Blake Promozic was just slammed to the ground by a defensive player for Independence, and he is still down. I don't know if it's an ankle.
Things are getting a little bit physical, I've noticed here in the last 3-4 minutes of game play as we have a timeout for an injury. Halftime, you'll be able to enjoy the marching bands of both Independence and Wickliffe. Also want to pass along coming up on Saturday night, November the 5th from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Wickliffe INA Hall here in Wickliffe, Ohio. It's going to be a wonderful event. This is a benefit for the Wickliffe Family Resource Center in conjunction with the Wickliffe School Alumni Association. It's going to be an evening we're going to call Give and Groove. It's going to have a theme of the 1970s, so dress in your best 1970s style. Hot pants, I'm thinking, for the,
You're gonna
No, not me. Me, those big bell bottoms, huh? And we're also going to be presenting a lot of cool 1970s music in an immersive surround sound experience. And I got to tell you, having heard this, really, you will hear music. Almost you're going to hear your favorite songs for the first time, as if you're hearing them for the first time.
All over again.
All over again. Deja vu.
Yep.
Tickets are going to be $35 per person. It includes heavy appetizers. There'll be a cash bar, and we're encouraging 1970s attire. Saturday night, November the 5th, at the Wickliffe INA Hall. So
heavy Hors d'Ivoires?
Yep, you got it, buddy. So we're about ready to get back to action here. We're going to wind the clock. 2nd and 9 for the Blue Devils of Wickliffe. As Frankie Bucca looking to throw, he's going to roll to his left. He's going to take off, and he's going to get run out of bounds down at about the 30-yard line.
Tell you what, Frankie, he looked and just didn't see anybody and just took off to his left, and he gained 8 yards on that play.
Good, good IQ there, Mark.
I'm just telling you, we
good
just have
IQ.
not seen this out of the quarterback position this year.
So, and remember, folks, he's a freshman. We're going to be calling his name quite a bit for the next few years here for Wickliffe High School football. Second, it's going to be 3rd and 2. Ball at the 29. Frankie looking over to the sideline. I think they're changing the play. Snap is back. Gargiulo again up the middle. They found something that's working because he's going to have the first down as he gets down to about the 25.
Are they going to give it to him or no?
No, it's first down. Pasquarella brought him down.
I was just looking where this lineman,
the
head linesman is at.
I could see where the one official had marked it. It's probably closer to the 26. So the Devils coaching staff has found something. They found a nice little wrinkle there on the defense, and they've been exploiting it. It's going to be Frankie on it, keeping it again. The same, took off on a nice hole over their left tackle. Horrible spot. He definitely got down to the 14.
And Frank, that was a play we have not seen either. That they started the tight end on the left side in motion as, just motion play and decoy, and Frankie was able to just go right up the middle. And I thought he was closer to the first down than that, but it's going to be second and close.
It's 2nd and 1. I thought he had the first down, but what are you going to do? You got three plays and 4 minutes to get that yard. So it's 2nd and 1 at the Independence 18. Snap is kind of rolled back. I'm going to guess he probably, due to the rain, had
and I even got to tell you, that was even a heads-up play because not 1 second did he think he could pick that up and run with it.
Right, he just fell on it.
Fell right on the ball, and he just came back to live another play.
So it'll be now loss of 4. So it's going to be probably closer to 5. But ball is at the 21. They got to get to just outside the 16 for the first down. We're down to about 3:40 to go here. 21-0 Independence, but the Blue Devils of Wickliffe have been on the move on this possession. We'll see if they can convert here. 3rd and a long 4, short 5. Frankie's going to keep it himself. He's going to get met. He broke 2 tackles.
And he got the first down.
And it looks like he's got the first down.
Oh, he's close.
Oh, man, the spotting tonight, Mark, has just been atrocious, these guys. So it's going to be 4th and a short 1. We've got Independence taking a timeout with just about 3 minutes to go in this first half. Independence is down to 1 timeout. Wickliffe has 1 timeout.
Partner, I don't think we've seen a drive this long from the Blue Devils
in a while, since maybe the first game of the year.
Well, I'm not even sure this year. I mean, maybe the first game of the year, but I mean, this is a 4 or 5 minute drive, no?
Yeah. Yep. So just looking up at the light towers, rain's still coming down, and folks, I got to tell you, when I checked Doppler Devil radar prior to the game, no rain forecast, called for no rain, and
well, weathermen and baseball players, if they get it right a third of the time, they make a lot of money.
Speaking of baseball, congratulations to the G's, who really are the tribe, 2-1 over the Rays today. Great pitching by Bieber. 2-run homer from Ramirez. We got motion.
That's against Wickliffe.
No, but
wait.
But they came across the. I think we
it's
got
offside.
It's
Yep,
offside.
Yep.
It's going to give the Blue Devils a first down, although there was movement by Wickliffe, but it might have been after the Independence player, came across the line.
Good call, ref.
For once. So the Blue Devils will have it 1st and 10. Ball is spotted at the Independence 12. They can get a first down.
I'll tell you what, Buchar looks comfortable in this.
Yes, he does. Buchar looks like he wants to run. He's going to get met in the backfield as good pursuit there by number 12, Pasquarella. Pasquarella has really been covering the ground on defense for the Independence Blue Devils tonight. Loss of 4.
I got to tell you, partner, I think they've got a passing game that they didn't have all year.
Good. Yep.
And they don't really know. I mean, they know it, but I'm not sure how much is installed.
Right. No, you're right. So we'll see what they can dial up here. 2nd and 14. They got to get to just inside the 3 for a first down. Delay back. Oh, the Independence Blue Devils were not fooled as, wow. Rory Corrigan basically as Independence going to take their last time out.
It was Chase Bonadillo that had the ball and was immediately hit. But going back to the point about throwing the ball, I mean, just because we're just not used to doing it with what we have this year, I mean, I just think that they can open up the playbook a little bit more here, and I would have to say that they probably throw a little bit more at the JV level than they do at the varsity level, just simply because of the quarterback.
Could be. Could very well be. So Independence now out of timeouts. We're at about 2 minutes to go here in the first half. 21-0 Independence Blue Devils over the Wickliffe Blue Devils. As the entire defensive squad for Independence was over on the sideline conferring with their head coach. They're making their way back out onto the field. Looks like the moisture is subsiding a little bit, but still around. As Frankie looking to throw, he throws in down near about the 5-yard line, and it's going to get picked off. As Pasquarella, who's, if he's not making tackles, he's back there to pick it off. As Zivnoska was intended down at about the 4, and Independence will have it 1st and 10 at their own 5-yard line with about 1:52 to go here in the first half. The Blue Devils will be getting the kickoff to start the second half.
I'm just looking at the body language by number 7, Frankie Buchar. I mean, you just wouldn't think he's a freshman.
Right. No, Mark, I agree with you. He's very poised.
And
very poised.
But my point to this is he just wasn't happy with, I think, the route that was ran. And he came off the field and went right to the water bottle, then went right to the coach.
So Independence, their first time they've had the ball in a while. Oh, boy. Wow. You're going to see a 95-yard touchdown, basically throw and completion as Narduzzi found Mark Tarnowski. Wow. And in no time flat, the Independence Blue Devils, they were not afraid to put it up in the air back on their own 5-yard line. And a one-play drive of 95 yards.
And the referee is just getting down to the other side of the field.
Yeah, Mark, maybe he'll show up about the fourth quarter. McGreal on to try the point after.
Doggone it.
Snap, the kick is up. And this time we do get an indication, and the kick is good. So,
Well, I tell you what, that was a nice long drive the Blue Devils had. And, yeah, an errant throw by the quarterback, but as I was just watching his body language and this and that, I just think that there might have been a route that wasn't ran like it should have been. And, again, I think this goes back to just playing with the older players and then playing with the younger players that we saw.
and then on the touchdown pass from Narduzzi, you probably had a blown coverage there, Mark, where, the wide receiver was Tarnowski there was no one within
Well, they weren't
20
paying
yards
attention.
of him.
They weren't paying attention.
Right.
Yeah.
And Narduzzi found him, put it on the numbers, and he was, then it was a foot race to the end zone. So that took all of 15 seconds. So McGreal's he's got it teed up at the 40. Wickliffe's got about 3 back at around their 20. A high end over end kick. Jackson's got it at about the 25, still on his feet. Over the 30. He's got a host of gets it out to about the 37-yard line.
Blue Devils.
As,
Number 10 for the Independence Blue Devils was right there down on the tackle. Charlie Weaver, not the guy from Hollywood Squares.
Mark, you're dialing up the big ones tonight there, buddy.
Actually, it's Charlie Meyer, sorry. I didn't have my glasses on.
1:33 to go here in the first half. 28-0 Independence as the Blue Devils of Wickliffe have it, 1st and 10 at their own 38 as we're winding down the first half. Handoff trying to get over left tackle as Gargiulo gets maybe the line of scrimmage as a host of number 60, Ethan Kurlick, was there to bring him down. Clock running.
Gain of a yard on the play, 2nd down and 9.
I think, Mark, Mother Nature has finally turned the water faucet off. Hopefully it'll stay off for the second half. The Blue Devils send 2 wide to the right, 2 wide to the left. Bukhar alone in the backfield. He's going to take it up the middle himself as there to bring him down is Corrigan after a gain of about 2 on that play. We'll see if they get another play off as we're coming down to about 36 seconds to go. Bring up a 3rd and 7 for the Blue Devils. They may just be content to allow the first half come to a merciful end. As you know, the scoring plays for Independence have all been long, big yardage plays, 3 long runs, and 42, 60, 70-yard touchdown runs and a 95-yard touchdown pass as the first half comes to an end with the score here at Memorial Field in Wickliffe. The Independence Blue Devils 28 and the Wickliffe Blue Devils nothing. So Mark and I will step away here for halftime. You'll get to enjoy the marching band of Independence as well as the Wickliffe High School Swing Band, and we'll catch you on the backside in the 3rd quarter here on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the field the Independence High School Marching Band. its second show of the 2022 season, and we begin with a 1938 composition by bassist Bob Haggart, created through improvisation when his band was late to rehearsal. Here is Big Noise in Winnetka. Composition by Louis Prima with a color guard routine written by senior Anna Zadolshin. This is Sing, Sing, Sing. Now take a trip to Agrabah as we feature the IHF Color Guard with a song from the 1993 movie Aladdin. Here is Never Had a Friend Like Me. Miz hit the road jack. Color Guard is under the direction of Alex Subject. The assistant band director is Mrs. Kimberly Plussart, and the band is under the direction of Mr. Michael Green. We thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your attention, and we hope that you have a wonderful evening. Ladies and gentlemen, Wickliffe High School is proud to present, under the direction of Mr. Evan Slamovitz, Assistant Director Mrs. Terry Tennis, along with Matron Advisor Ms. Rachel Samrata, and Percussion Instructor Ms. Jackie Smith. It's the often imitated, but never yet duplicated, Wickliffe High School Blue Devils Swing Band. Tonight the band is being led downfield by featured twirler Grace Velichka. And now, your 2022 drum majors, Jack Cannon and Claire Andrukovich. Well, if you've ever seen Kiss in concert, chances are they closed their show with this tune. The swing band, however, will open its performance this evening with the iconic Rock and Roll All Night. This evening is senior night for Wickliffe Swing Band as we recognize our senior band members and their escorts. We begin with Noah Garrison, escorted by Holly Garrison, Mike Unkefer, and siblings Nadia, Nico, and Nia. Ian Rhodes, escorted by Jamie and Kathy Rhodes and brother Brendan Rhodes. Antonio Goyevich, escorted by Danielle Goyevich and siblings Ash, Mariana, and Miyahoda. Shayla Judd and Sheila Judd, escorted by Chris, Sharon Moses. Ariana Green, escorted by Billy Green Jr., Billy Green Sr., Jason Ward, and siblings Alana Green. Casey Humphrey, escorted by Joshua Humphrey, Barbie Humphrey, and Milton Wiley. Nikki Sterniolo, Katie Sterniolo, escorted by Thomas and Leanne Sterniolo, and brother Sam Sterniolo. Dominic DiVincenzo, escorted by Lou and Michelle DiVincenzo. Allison James, escorted by Kevin James and Joanne James. Jack Tennant, escorted by Scott and Terry Tennant. Maria Brooks, escorted by Becky Brooks, and siblings Ariana and Alaya Brooks. Maddie Dowdy, escorted by Andrew Cernovich-Nick and Katie Cernovich-Nick. Gianna Kelly, escorted by Mr. Michael Kelly, Carla Russell Kelly. Claire Anderkovich, escorted by Keith and Pam Anderkovich. Let's hear it once again for the Wickliffe Swing Band Senior Class of 2023 and their families. Well, we thought it was appropriate to insert this #1 single from American rock band Jimmy Eat World in the middle of our show because it's the middle. say heartfelt thanks to its halftime title sponsors this season. At the diamond level, True Line Industries, and at the platinum level, Call of the Wild Fund and TBA. Thank you for your very generous support of the Wickliffe Swing Band. Well, whether you were around when it was first released in 1981, or you only came to know it when the Sopranos made it cool again, everyone seems to love this greatest of all Journey songs. We close this evening's performance with Don't Stop Believin'. Wickliffe Swing Band, thank you for your very kind attention this evening. Good luck to both teams and both bands the rest of this season. And as always, go Wickliffe Rebels!
I've known Frank for a long time, so Marsh is like, hey, do you know? I don't see him at all. I don't either. But I told Marsh, I'm like, can you give me like somebody? Like,
So a nice halftime performance there by both Independence and Wickliffe, as both teams are making their way back out onto the field. We're just clicking in. We're halftime wrapping up. Halftime score, Independence 28, Wickliffe nothing thus far, as the Wickliffe Blue Devils will have the ball the first in the second half. Independence tonight, their scoring plays have all been of the long yardage variety. They're very, very talented. Running back Rory Corrigan has touchdown runs of 42, 60, 70 yards, and they capped off their scoring here in the end of the first half with a 95-yard touchdown strike from the quarterback Dominic Narduzzi to Max Tarnowski, and that came after basically was a one-play drive after the Wickliffe Blue Devils had made their way down to about the 17-yard line, and then got picked off down at the 5, and then the next play it was Tarnowski basically got behind the defensive backfield of Wickliffe, and Narduzzi put it on the numbers, and he was gone. So we'll be getting back to action here in the not-too-distant future as we're here on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network, which is made possible through the Wickliffe Schools Alumni Association. My name is Frank Fody, along with my partner, Mark Tennant, alumni of Wickliffe High School. Beautiful night for football. Started off as a beautiful night for football, and then Mother Nature decided about the end of the first quarter to get involved. Yeah. And I think she's
might be done.
I think she may be done. We'll check.
If we could look at the if we look to the west, we see some breaks in the clouds and so forth.
Well, we'll check.
I don't want to be Mr. I don't want to be trying to imitate Dick Goddard or anything, but it looks like we're going to be okay.
Well, we were saying that at the top of the webcast.
No,
Mark.
you were. I wasn't.
That's true. I'll still say we were, but
okay.
We're down to about 48 degrees. Checking the radar, although I checked it prior to the game. We got some moisture to the south of us, and hopefully it'll hold off for about another hour and a half as we try to get this one in. So the Wickliffe Blue Devils are making their way out on the field to start the second half. Vinny Gargiulo heading back. Looks like.
And Frank, he is heading back in deep safety along with Nunzio, number 1. But the thing about Vinny Gargiulo is, we saw him, 3 out of the 4 offensive plays in the prior home games, and it seems like they've kind of diversified a little bit in this game, and you really haven't seen him that much.
Right.
Because the quarterback can run.
McGreal on a high end-over-end kick. Jackson bobbles it, and
Wickliffe
falls on it just outside the.
I think it was Frankie Buchard.
31. Yeah, Buchard did fall on it, so the Blue Devils will get started 1st and 10 on their own 31, and looked like Ralph Jackson was trying to haul that in out of the sky, bounced off his hands, and that could have been disaster. But favorable spot as it'll be 1st and 10 at the 32. Devils now going from right to left on your screen.
Frank, it'll be interesting here to see maybe did Marsh do something in the locker room and half and say maybe
we'll see.
Take advantage of the quarterback here.
As the Independents crunching up on the line as Gargiulo tries to go right up the middle as Corrigan was there to wrap him up.
He got him 2 yards.
Gain of about a yard and a half or 2, we'll call it. They're calling it 2nd and 9 with the ball spotted right at the 33-yard line. Just underway here.
Okay, a short 2.
As they set up in a pistol formation with Gargiulo right behind Buchar. Snap, a delay back to Zivnaska. He gets himself up to about the 35, where number 9, there's Jack Kornick, was there to bring him down. So sets up a 3rd and 6. Devils have to get out to about just shy of the 42 for a first.
Frank, you know what? He came over left tackle, and Martinez was out in front of him. I'm not sure what happened to the runner, but he had a lane on the left side, the near side here off tackle.
Independent showing blitz. We had some movement on the line, no call. Corrigan there looking like he was wanting to come in from a linebacker blitz on the right side. And yes, he's coming in as Buchar's under pressure. He's going to get, the ball is loose. Is it a fumble or is it an incomplete pass?
Incomplete pass.
I tell you, this officiating crew has been very slow on the calls tonight.
And there's an experienced play. Thinking, again, young kid, freshman, running outside, thinking maybe he could outrun him. If he would have stopped, that defensive end would have overran him to his right.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but now they've marked it all the way back at the 22 mark. So they're going to call that a fumble that went out of bounds. So Logan Ruskin is in punt formation. He's going to be standing inside his 10 as Beecher is back at about midfield. Good snap is back. High end over end kick is going to come. Beecher fields it at the 50, breaks a tackle inside the 45 down to about the 40-yard line. As Pasquarella actually came up and fielded it. So the Independence Blue Devils will be starting their first possession in the second half in excellent field position in Wickliffe territory. As the ball is now going to be, are they marking it or they're, okay, they're finally setting it down at about the Wickliffe 41-yard line. So as the Blue Devils of Independence now make their way out onto the field, again led by their young quarterback Dominic Narduzzi, who's a sophomore. He's got a 95-yard touchdown pass to his credit. They've set up in a pistol formation with Corrigan directly behind him. And Narduzzi looking to throw. He's under pressure. He's looking long. Ooh, in and out of the hands of, was that Jackson back there? We got wait to see what the call is here. It's against so an eligible man downfield, that'll back him up 5 yards. Reset the down to be 1st and 15. It almost seems like things are slow to develop tonight, you know. Break the huddle, get to the line. Again, in a shotgun, they give it to Corrigan up the middle, and he's dragging Wickliffe Blue Devils ahead inside the 40 down to about the Wickliffe 37-yard line. And we have a host of Wickliffe Blue Devils. And again, now it looks like Independence is operating out of a no-huddle offense. 2nd and 7, ball at the 38. They put a man in motion. They delay it, and it's going to be Corrigan. He's going to be close to the first down as Gargiulo brings him down. He's going to be close to the first down. Now, they stopped the clock, and then there was no first down. Why did they stop the clock? Wow, this crew leaves a lot to be desired, folks. So it's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Independence Blue Devils. They set up again, they up the middle goes Corrigan. He's got the first down as he gets down to about the Wickliffe 27. As Promozic was there to bring him down, but not before they get a fresh set of downs. So a little under 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 28-0 your score, Independence, as they send 2 wide to the right side. As Narduzzi looking to the end zone, and he completes the pass. Wow. Once again, he's looking for Tarnowski, and he put it right on the numbers as it'll be a 35-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah.
McGreal will be on to try the point after, and now that we have the snap is back, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 8:16 to go here in the third quarter, that makes your score Independence 35, Wickliffe nothing. And we will now, because there is a difference of 30 points or more, the clock will be what's called a running clock. And what that means is that incomplete passes, you run out of bounds, the clock will be running. The only way the clock will stop, I think, is change of possession, or if a timeout is taken by the official timeout, or by one of the teams. So once they kick this one off, the clock will start rolling, and as McGreal has it teed up, Gargiulo is Bonadio, Gargiulo and Zivnaska are back deep. And we get a kind of comes down and picked up there by Zivnaska, gets out over, or I'm sorry, Bonadio gets out over the 30 to about the 32. As Christ was there to bring him down. And we'll see.
I think that was Frankie Bukar who fielded that, I think.
Mark, I thought it was Zivnaska because he was over here on the close inside.
Oh, anyway, Frank got off the ground. I thought maybe he got blocked or something, but anyway. Here we go, first down.
You know, Mark, I would say for first time out, I give Frankie high marks for, being thrown into it.
And a short week, too.
Yeah, short week. Snap is back to him. They hand it off to Gargiulo up the middle. He's across the 35 out to about the 36, 37. They're going to mark it at about the 36. Pasquarella, I tell you, the names it's almost like a two-man team over there. Pasquarella and Corrigan. And, the quarterback, Narduzzi's done a very nice job throwing the ball tonight. He's got two long touchdown passes to his credit. So 2nd and 7, ball at the 35. Frankie Bukar's going to keep it himself over left tackle. He's going to get out close. Depends on the spot. And we have a late flag. Oh, boy.
That's Mitchell Lindsay that's down.
Let's see what the call is, because they've thrown a lot of flags long after the play's over. Coach Purcello's out pleading his case about something to the officials. We've yet to see it.
You might have had somebody go high and then somebody go low on him, and I'm thinking that's what Coach is saying.
But Mark, at this point, we haven't even seen a signal as to what the penalty is or who it's against. Meanwhile, down on the field for Wickliffe is number 75, Lindsey Mitchell, the junior offensive lineman. He's up, coming to the sideline rather carefully. Now they're pointing. One of the lead officials pointing at, or basically whatever it was. I think it's been called against Independence, but now they're going to mark off yardage. Yep. So it's obviously against Independence.
I think somebody went high and somebody went low on it.
And it's a 15-yarder. So the ball is now being placed down at the Independence 43-yard line.
Penalty call was a personal foul against Independence.
I hear Scott Tennant making the announcement that it was a personal. I've not even seen a signal on the field that, that the penalty was.
They just walked it off.
So we're still in a timeout here, and one of the officials is talking with, looks like over on the far side with Coach Rick Adams of Independence. And we'll finally get back to playing football here after a bit of a delay between injury and penalty. So it'll be 1st and 10, Wickliffe at the Independence 43-yard line in a pistol set formation. They give it to Gargiulo up the middle. He's got good yardage. He's inside. He's down to about the 30. He's going to have a first down for Wickliffe. And another late flag. Let's see what the call is. These guys are...
Stop made by number 5, Rocco Ressler.
Well, I think we got a face mask.
Hold, I thought he said.
It looked like he grabbed as if it's a face mask, Mark.
So another 15 yards.
That'll take it down to about the 15-yard line, since it appeared that the penalty happened at about the 30. So this will set the Blue Devils up with a 1st and 10 at the Independence 15-yard line. Clock running here inside of 6 minutes in the third quarter. 35-0 Independence thus far. This time Gargiulo on the left side of Bucar, and he's going to keep it himself over left guard. Gets ahead down to about the 11-yard line.
Frankie Bucar, the ball carrier. Tackle made by number 63, Tommy Erdman.
As there to bring him down was Tommy Erzman. And Mark, I've noticed a handful of times tonight, long after the play's been over, there's been a little bit of extracurricular activity going on. And back in the game is number 75, Lindsey Mitchell.
Mitchell Lindsey.
Or Mitchell Lindsey.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's times like, the roster's reversed on some of the names. So the Devils have it 2nd and 6 at the 11. They got to get to the 5 for a first down. And we've got a flag and a whistle and
illegal procedure.
Unbelievable, I tell you. So it'll be a false start on the Blue Devils. That'll back it up to about the 16. I think clock continues to run. Remember, we're in a running clock on account of the fact that there's more than a 30-point differential thus far at this point in the game. 35-0 in favor of Independence. The Blue Devils of Wickliffe will be out on the road next week. Be playing on Saturday. Snap is back. Delay back. Gargiulo. He's fighting. Looks like he's going to get back the yardage lost on the penalty. And once again, looks like number 60, Ethan Surlick, was pleading some case deep in the backfield to the lead official. I'm not so sure that these two teams will be sending each other Christmas cards based on some of the extracurriculars that have been going on. It'll be 3rd and 7. Ball's been marked at the 12. They got to get to the 5 for a first. Independence showing blitz. Almost looks like Frankie changing the play. Moves Gargiulo to his left side. Snap is back. And Gargiulo's going to keep it himself. 5, touchdown! Nice read there by, that might have been one of those run-pass options there, Mark, as Frankie, and now we got now what? Oh, come on. What are they calling? This is...
Holding.
They're calling holding on Wickliffe. Unbelievable. this crew, these guys aren't getting a Christmas card either. So clock stoppage. Instead of a touchdown, folks, we're going to back the Devils up 10 yards out to the 22-yard line. That'll going from 3rd and 7. It'll be 3rd and 17. And once again, flag that comes down long after the play's over. Mark, maybe it's that one official who, took him 10 minutes to walk.
That's the lead official, and he's terrible. He doesn't even make the calls when there's a call.
Yeah. That was the guy that I remember. You made a comment that he took him like 3 minutes to get down to the other end of the field.
If you can't do it, you can't do it.
So the Devils need to get down to the 5-yard line to get a first down. So touchdown called back.
I'm not even sure why Mitchell's on the sidelines.
Good chance Wickliffe will go to the air here. Independent showing blitz, and he had no time on which to get rid of that, as coming in was Jack Kornick for the sack on that play. And Frankie he didn't even get a chance to turn around as he was taken down back at about the 29. So
7 yards on the play. Brings up 4th down and 24 for Wickliffe.
So with the clock running, it's 4th and 24. Not only are points off the board, the Devils of Wickliffe are going the wrong way. So you got to figure that Independence is probably bringing the house again. Yep, they're looking, and brought down for the sack there this time was number 60, was Ethan Kurlik, and they brought him down all the way back at about the would look like was at the 33-yard line.
Independence takes over 1st and 10 from its own 37.
So Independence will have it, at the 37. They'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line. And you got to wonder, when you're up by 35, late in the third quarter, why they would be taking all this time over on their sideline. The Independence Blue Devils making their way to their offensive set. Narduzzi in the shotgun. He's got Corrigan behind him in a pistol. The handoff to him. He's going to get met at the line, and I'm sorry, in number 33, it was Xavier Wilson on that carry. He's going to lose a yard as number 65, Chris Sather, for the Wickliffe Blue Devils, the sophomore, in on that tackle. We're under a minute to go here in the third quarter, running clock, 35-0 Independence. It's thus far. This time Independence sends 3 wide to the right, 1 wide to the left. Wilson trying to get wide to the left side is going to nice open field tackle there. Is that Ralph Jackson? Has been basically no gain on the play, and a flag on the play. Now what? These guys are like holding happy. You got, as the clock is going to run out here and end the third quarter. So we've got 3 in the books here, folks, here on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network. And as you could hear, Scott Tennant in the background there, Independence 35, Wickliffe nothing, as we'll be heading into the final quarter of play here on this now clear Friday night. The rain has stopped. So when we get back at it, it'll be 2nd and 20. Ball will be back think the ball will be spotted back at the Independence 27-yard line. Want to once again give a mention, if I may, coming up on Saturday, the 5th of November at the Wickliffe I&A Hall will be a wonderful charity event for the Wickliffe Family Resource Center, as they're going to be presenting something called Give and Groove. It'll be from 7 to 9 p.m. Tickets are $35 per person, includes heavy appetizers. Immersive audio experience from the music of the 1970s, where you'll be able to hear music in a way like you've never heard before, like hearing all your favorite songs for the first time all over again. It'll be a wonderful, we're going to have like a dress code, 70s attire encouraged. There'll be a cash bar, and hopefully you'll be able to join us, because all this is going to be done in conjunction with the Wickliffe Schools Alumni Association. So about ready to get the fourth quarter underway here. I have to say that even with a running clock, this officiating crew is dragging this game out. At the rate we're going, we'll be ordering breakfast before too long. So apparently the Wickliffe Blue Devils have declined the penalty. It'll be 3rd and 10. The ball is now at the 37 of Independence. Put a man in motion as the handoff goes to Wilson. He's going to go, he goes wide to the right side, and a flag again long after the play's over.
I think it's going to be a personal foul, and I'm not sure on who.
Number 1, Nunzio just knocked on the tackle. Flag on the play.
Waiting to see what the call is. I mean, it's the last 4 plays we've had a penalty.
What's this mean?
Mark, I have no idea what they're calling.
There was a fumble on the play, recovered by Wickliffe.
Okay, so apparently we had an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Independence. Wickliffe's declining that because there was a fumble on the play that's been recovered by the Wickliffe Blue Devils. Wow. This officiating crew leaves a lot to be desired. I wonder if they were...
I mean, the head referee has no idea what's going on.
Mark, Kmart special. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Wickliffe. The ball is at the 39-yard line of Independence. See if the Wickliffe Blue Devils can get on the scoreboard. They've been able to get into the red zone a couple times tonight. They've just not been able to get it across the goal line as they put a man in motion, and on a delay, nice carry there. Bonadio gets wide to the right side, gets Karnowski brings him down. He just got to, even though the play's over, got to make sure that, wait a minute, he made it to the 28 and they marked it back to the 30. Wow. Okay, it's going to be 2nd down and 1. They got to get to the 29 to get a 1st down. They're in a pistol formation this time with Gargiulo lined up right behind Bucar. Handoff is Gargiulo. His forward progress should be enough for the 1st down, but the way things have gone tonight, can't be sure, as number 60, Ethan Kurlick, was there to bring him down. He's a big guy, Kurlick. So with the spot, they are going to give him the 1st down. Under 10 minutes to go, 35-0 your score. Blue Devils come into possession on the turnover. Both teams have turned it over once, one apiece tonight. Frankie on a keeper over right tackle, gets down to about the 25. Nice gain there on the play.
Tackle again made by number 65,
Kurlick
Pick up 4 yards on the play.
was there on the tackle along with Corrigan.
Spotted, and the Independent 25-yard line.
So we're going to bring up a 2nd and 6. They got to get to the 19th to get a first down. Temperatures with the rain have dropped down to about 48 degrees. Gargiulo to the right of Bucar. A delay. Oh, the handoff there. Still on his feet. Keeps him going there is Chase Bonadio.
You
Bonadio.
don't stop the clock. What?
Right.
As much as I like them to stop the clock, you can't. I mean, they're up 35-0.
Mark-
They have no idea what's going on in the game. These referees.
I think it's like reflective, like a reflex.
It's
but you're right. They should know that because it's a running clock, you don't put the clock stoppage signal to the score, to the press box.
At least the clock guy below us didn't stop the clock.
Movement across the line. We have a flag. It should be offsides on Independence. I think it is. As you could see across the way, Coach Adams kind of threw his clipboard down, knowing that one of his guys get a little too excited there. So that'll give the Wickliffe Blue Devils a first down. Ball moved down to the Independence 18. Clock running, coming up on 7 minutes to go here in the ball game, 35-0. And now they've spotted the ball. Mark, this is probably one of the worst crews we've seen in many a year. That nice handoff there. That was Ralph Jackson. And he gets down inside he got inside the 10, but they're marking it back at the 11.
Tackle made by number 63, Tommy Erdman.
Ralph Jackson's also a freshman. Very quick. Hits the hole and with power.
He's probably the one freshman that has played the most this year.
So Jackson now is in that eye pistol spot. A delay back on the handoff. And getting down near the goal line was number 10, Bonadio. That should be a first down for Wickliffe. I'm sorry, folks, that I have to keep saying should because things happen and then they change them. But yes, it's going to be. It'll be first and goal, Wickliffe. Ball marked at about right at the goal line. So he's got Jackson sit to his right. The snap.
There it is.
Frankie Bucar is going to keep it himself. He's into the end zone for the Wickliffe touchdown, and you got to kind of hold your breath there for a second with the way things have gone tonight. And the Wickliffe Blue Devils are able to get on the scoreboard.
That was a 1-yard touchdown run by number 7, Frankie Bucar. And after the play, we do have penalty flags thrown.
Now what? Penalty for what?
Well, the coach ran out. I think they were fighting. Something was happening.
Well, the officials have huddled up together down about the goal line.
Coach Sharp ran out there.
Personal foul against Wickliffe.
Oh, boy.
Personal foul against Independence.
Personal foul called against both teams.
But it was after the play.
Penalties offset. It is a touchdown and on to attempt the extra point for Wickliffe. Number 12, Eliza Will.
Yep, for the point after.
6, Vince Gargiulo.
Vinny Gargiulo, the holder, and number 12, Eliza Wills. Young lady who stars for the Lady Devils soccer team. Snap is back. The kick is blocked. So with 5:38 to go in this one, folks, makes the score Independence 35 and the Wickliffe Blue Devils 6, which now means that for all intents and purposes, the running clock is over. And given this officiating crew we've got here tonight, we may be here till breakfast. Well, at least, Mark, at least we did get to hear the fight song at least one time.
Yeah, well, we did, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, 2 years ago, when we played Independence, there was a little bit of, and then last year, when they wouldn't even let us.
No, that was
2 years ago. They wouldn't let us into the game. And then
Right.
last year there was some issues as well.
2 years ago was when we didn't webcast it because it was being carried by some cable company in Independence, and our guys went out there and shellacked them like 38-0. So.
So I go back to my question to the coach. I think it matters when they're both named the same.
You never know.
mascot.
All right, Zivnaska's he's got it teed up, and the Independence Blue Devils have a couple of guys back around their own 20.
So we're now back to the regular clock, not the running clock.
Right. So we've got end-over-end kick that's down to Wilson. There was a push in the back. Where's the flag? Number 8 pushed somebody from Wickliffe in the back with his hands and no flag. That was clear.
And,
oh, my God.
And this guy right down here doesn't even
nothing. And he's wow. You can see the Wickliffe coaches have their arms out.
Even Frankie Bukar goes, well, there was a push in the back.
Wow. I mean, it was clear. I mean, their guy didn't even try to block him. He just ran and shoved him in the back. Unbelievable.
Well, there's no flags.
No,
Maybe
there's no
there are.
flags.
But maybe.
No, the one official is walking all the way back to the 15-yard line. Why, I don't know, because the ball is out at the 37. Wow, I mean, what good does it do to have that guy that far back? All right, you know what, gang, we got 5:25 to go yet. The ball is, Wickliffe got the ball.
Yeah.
There was no indication. I thought for sure Independence had the ball. Ooh, hard hit there as Ralph Jackson goes over the left tackle, gets down to about the 35. As in there on that tackle was number 9, Jack Cornack. Gain of 3 on the play.
So I didn't see a fumble.
I didn't see a fumble. I saw no indication. Bad snap, and Bukar wisely falls down on it, so there'll be a loss of 3 on that one. A couple times tonight we've seen bad snaps. Don't know if it's due to a slippery football or what, although the Devils have had challenges with snapping. So now they've got it marked back at the 39. It'll be 3rd and 11. Just under 4.5 to go. 35-6 your score. Snap is back, delay to Bonadio, who's going to get brought down hard about the line of scrimmage. As Cy Jolliffe kind of bear slammed him, if you will, to the turf. Be no gain. Bring up a 4th and 11. See what Wickliffe decides to do here on needing that they got to get down to about the 29. And we have timeout being taken.
Wickliffe.
3:33 to go in this one, 35-6, as with a 4th and 11, Coach Purcello takes time to see if they can probably scheme something up to try to at least get the first down here and draw this one at least a little bit more closer, a little bit more respectable. Yeah, tonight, all 5 of the scoring plays for Independence have been of the long yardage variety. 3 long touchdown runs by Corrigan and 2 long touchdown passes from the quarterback Narduzzi to the wide receiver Tarnowski. And that's your scoring for Independence. The Wickliffe Blue Devils got a 1-yard touchdown run by quarterback Frankie Bukar, and the extra point was blocked. So 35-6 your score. Wickliffe back out on the field. And looks like Gargiulo back in the lineup there, lined up next to Bukar in the backfield. Bukar looking to throw. He's under pressure. And Mark, he never had a chance.
Never had a chance.
And you know, that's one of those you pretty much knew they were going to be bringing the house, and Corrigan on a blitz from the linebacker spot was able to get him down. So with that, the ball will go over on downs to Independence. They'll start 1st and 10 at their own 47. 3:28 left in this one. Hopefully we can mercifully get this in without too much more endeavor, because it's been a comedy of errors, not so much from the teams, but actually by the officiating crew, believe it or not. Independence sends 2 wide, and the left, they give it to the talented running back Corrigan, who gets over right tackle. Wait a minute. I take that back. It looks like they have a. Oh, that wasn't Corrigan. That was Joe Massara.
I think they're playing some of the younger guys now.
I think you're
I see a
right.
lot of clean uniforms. Well, of
Yep.
course, anymore with this field, I guess we won't see dirty ones, but still.
But it was a gain of 5 on that one. It'll be 2nd and 5. The ball in Wickliffe territory at the Blue Devil of Wickliffe 48. Independence taking as much time as possible. Hand off again to Massara. Same play, basically. Gets ahead for about a yard or 2. Where in there for Wickliffe was number 51, Evan Lindick.
Once again carries for Independence. Tackle made by number 51, Evan Lindick.
So with that, it'll now set Independence up with a 3rd and 4. At
Yard on the play, 3rd down and 4.
ball sitting on the Wickliffe 47-yard line. I want to thank you once again for being with us here tonight on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network. We'll be back in a couple of weeks, which will be the final home game of the year. Independence sends 3 wide to the left side. Snap is back, and there to basically cover it up and fall on it is the quarterback Narduzzi back at the Independence 45-yard line. So that'll probably put them in a punting situation, given that it'll now be 4th and 12. Clock running just under a minute and a half. My guess is Independence going to take as much time as possible, maybe even take a delay if they, because it does look like.
Yeah, they're going to take a delay. I don't think they're going to kick this ball.
Or maybe get it down to a second and then take a timeout, which they are. Wow. Up 29 points, and they're playing it like it's the Super Bowl and you're ahead by 2. But when we do get back at it, I think.
And now they're going to kick it.
Now they are, looks like they're putting the punt team out. So we're down to a minute to go in this one. Mark, I will tell you this. Something warm, when this one is all over, will feel good.
All right.
So standing back in punt formation, Jake Beal is going back in single safety for Wickliffe. The snap is back, it's bobbled, and taking off and running, it'll be a first down and more, is number 9, Jack Kornak.
Number 9, Jack Kornak, carries the ball for
And I think, folks, he just did that because the snap kind of rolled back to him
Ralph Jackson.
as Ralph Jackson ran him out of bounds. And one would hope,
Up on the play for Kornak. First down, Independent.
that Independence basically takes a knee and runs the clock out here as they're sitting on a insurmountable, and the clock is running, and I have a feeling that Independence will basically snap it and take the knee. It's almost like they look disorganized. You know, they're like just kind of. No, it looks like they're lining up in what we would refer to as the victory formation.
And what is the
I mean,
ref doing?
What is taking so long here? As Wilson is in it at quarterback, he takes the knee, and that will do it. Unbelievable. Your final score here tonight from Wickliffe Memorial Field as the clock is hitting all zeros. Independence 35, Wickliffe 6. The Independence Blue Devils will move to a record of 3 wins and 5 losses, and your Wickliffe Blue Devils will move to a record of 1 win and 7 losses as the teams are congratulating one another at midfield. We'll wish Independence good luck the rest of their way. We'll be back in 2 weeks for the final home game of the season, as the Wickliffe Blue Devils will be on the road next week playing Saturday night out at Trinity. And Mark, you know, I mean, the top of the webcast we were talking about, you never know what may or may not happen. Playing a lot of underclassmen, freshmen in this case. Frankie, you know, given the fact that he didn't have a lot of time to prepare and kind of just thrust into it, I thought he did fairly well.
Yeah, I thought we saw quarterback play that we haven't seen at all this year, to be honest with you. I mean, I just don't know how they don't start him next week.
Well, I mean
that
may happen, you know.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, later on in the game, when it was a bit out of hand, you knew that Independence was going to be bringing the house, which they did,
Yep.
and he didn't have time to get set up and throw the ball. But when he did, he threw the ball fairly well. He ran the ball fairly well. He seemed poised.
But more than anything else, too, it just seemed like the players played for him, and I don't think we've seen that this year. And it's not a slight DJ, who not here this evening playing, but I mean I just had not seen the players react. Mitchell Lindsay, I've never seen him react like that and go back into the game as hurt as he was, and he is hurt, his knee. But I mean, I think they're playing for Frankie.
It could be.
And I just don't know how you can go back. But that's just my opinion.
Well, we'll see what happens come next Friday. So, folks, want to thank you once again for joining us here on the Worldwide Blue Devil Network. It's always a pleasure, as it's made possible through the Wickliffe Schools Alumni Association. We'll be back in a couple weeks to bring the final home game of the 2022 season. So as we wrap it up From 44092, your final from Wickliffe Memorial Field. The Independence Blue Devils 35 and the Wickliffe Blue Devils 6. You have a good night and wonderful weekend, everybody. Thank you.